Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today's video is going to be about a team that I've tried to test out and try to, prepare to show for people for Rotation 6 of the Hydra, but this time we're talking about the hard difficulty. If you've checked my channel, you've seen that 2 days ago I posted a video about, I guess I can call it a unique team that can one-key full auto nightmare. It requires a little bit of RNG, and it's quite high gear requirement. It's quite intensive, but, we're talking about nightmare. But let's say you're not quite there yet, okay? You have, like, some of those champions that showed, you're not quite there yet. You can use the same team that I showed on Brutal, just lower the stats a little bit because you cannot hit the stats that I showed. Or if you're not quite there yet with the champions as well, but you have, like I said, a few of them, you can go and try and do normal and hard, because like I said, there's quite a few people that I noticed. I did a poll on my YouTube community tab. There's quite a few people that are still actually fighting normal, hard, and brutal. So what I will be trying to do is I will be trying to show more and more hard and brutal Hydra teams for the sake of, helping more of you out there to try and progress with Hydra. This video is going to be mostly, even though there's going to be some meta champions in there, but it's mostly, I mostly want to show the potential of Ukko, how good Ukko actually is. So basically this was the team that I used, and I managed to one key on hard. It's not auto, it's manual, but trust me, the builds are nothing too crazy. Like, there's plenty of improvements. I have like half of the team doesn't have full masteries. I don't even have a brimstone on any of the legendaries in here, which means I miss out on a lot of damage. But I wanted to show that you can actually still do it with, Ukko, like I mentioned, was the previous fusion. Jizzo you get after 2 weeks of playing. V6 is again a login champion. I said, let me just bring her in there to help out. And then I have the 3 of the meta epic champions. Yes, Shamel, Husk, and Ukko. Like, honestly, I didn't use Geomancer. I could have used Geomancer instead of the Husk over here. He would have been better because obviously he provides the HP burn, which is the best way to do damage on normal or hard. Like, better than any max HP, because the best one is raw damage. Bring a Tranda, you slam. But I didn't want to bring a Geo because, I have lots of people that would say like, oh, you don't have a Geo. At the same time, I might have lots of people that would say, oh, I don't have a Shamel. Basically, it's all about trying to cover the roles, especially for the first 4 heads that are out there. So what do you care about? This one is like you have Torment, you care about to deal with it. The way you can deal with Torment, there's like several champions. I made a video about like, top 10 Torment counters. I'm gonna pin it over there or over here at the end of the video in case you wanna check out who the champions that can replace Shamel in this comp are. Then for the sake of Ukko, honestly, Ukko's mostly in here for the sake of decreased defense, because I already have block buffs from Mighty Ukko. At the moment it's still bugged. The Head of Wrath still cannot be Mighty Ukko cannot place block buffs on Head of Wrath, but hopefully it's gonna be fixed this week. So if you don't have Ukko, bring somebody else that maybe brings decreased defense and some healing. It's trying to cover those roles in there, like I said, Jizzo is for the provoking here and even mischief targeting. And then V6 is backup provoke, decrease speed, and maybe some damage. It's nothing too crazy. I just added some champions to the team and it is what it is. So let me show you the preset. Then I'm gonna play the run. I'm not gonna play the whole of it because it's a 37-minute manual run. I'm gonna play, like part of it, maybe like 3 to 5 minutes, put a nice song in the background, and then I'm gonna come back and show you the builds. But for the sake of presets, I have nothing set here. What I could do is like I could have Ukko prioritize on the A2. For the sake of Jizzo, again, I have nothing. Usually he does the right thing, but for Jizzo you can have priority for the provoke. But you know what, actually, why the hell am I talking about presets? It's not a full auto, it's a manual team. Anyway, there's nothing that you need to preset here. Ignore me. Let's move on. Let's watch the run. Let's watch the run that I did, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you the builds. So see you in a bit, guys. And we are back. Like I said, it was a 37-minute video. It was a really long run because honestly, I don't have the masteries. That's mostly the reason, because I don't have the masteries to give me that extra damage to do it a little bit faster. I don't have the craziest damage dealers in here. I don't have them perfectly built. I tried to keep them, you know, as random as I could for most of the champions to show that it can be done by having the right champions with the right stats in there. So, you know, Ukko did 5 million damage without having any brimstone. Jizo 1.3 million. He doesn't have War Master. Then Ugo did 348, so Ugo did nothing. Again, I don't have War Master. Husk did 13.7 million, V6 2 million, and Inquisitor Shamel 4.3 million. So there's like a balance of 1, 2, 3, 4 people that did kind of like balanced amounts of damage. It just, sorry, 3 people did a balanced amount, and Husk is the one that did like kind of the main damage. But for the sake of hard, if Husk gets eaten, you should have enough damage from everybody else. If they have War Masters and decent enough builds to free your champions, because that's usually the main worry, the scarier part is like if you only have 1 DPS, that's never good. Always try to have at least 2 or 3 DPS, even if though they're utility champions. But let's have a look at the build. So let's start with the man of the hour. Let's start with Mighty Ukko. He's been a previous fusion. He's all about insane stats, insane kit, decreased accuracy AoE, decreased attack AoE, block buffs, decreased accuracy AoE, which can be huge. Because if you have decreased accuracy AoE, guess what? Can bring everybody to around 150, 200, maybe around 200 safe for resist. And then you can influence that with the lead, and you're gonna resist most of the debuffs, even the Head of Mischief. So that this can make it really insane. Then at the same time, he I keep getting Ukko confused with Ugo. Ukko brings an AoE revive, AoE increased speed, and block damage on the people that are revived. You can use the increased speed even though nobody's dead. At the same time, he can steal buffs with his passive, plus brings a good speed lead. So Ukko's pretty awesome. The stats that I have on him are basically a little bit overkill, because this is my build that I use for the Nightmare team. But what you need in here is you need around 250 accuracy, around 200 resist, 220 speed, and then survivability, and that's it. You can even give him 100% crit to do some damage if you can. If not, just lower almost all the stats that you see here, like this one by 100, this one by 100, lower this to like 210 to 20, or even 200 because of the lead-in should be good. These are the masteries that you would like to have on Ukko, because Ukko has only AoEs. War Master is insane. AoE on the A1, AoE on the A2, War Master is gonna do a ton of damage. As you saw, he did 5 million damage. And then obviously the support chief, for the sake of all of his buffs and debuffs that he does, you want to go this route. Next one that we used in the team was the other legendary, was V6. I don't even have full masteries on her. V6, again, I would love to have War Master, and I would take down the same support tree as I had Ukko, because, you know, she does a decreased speed in there. The provoke you cannot extend unless, or you cannot get a better chance unless you go here, but it's 100%, so you don't care about this one. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. Mighty Ukko is in a taunting set. This is basically for the sake of backup. If you don't have a taunting set, you don't necessarily need it, because Jizo can kind of keep the provoke up on his own. So you can get any other set, maybe Regen, Immortals, Relentless, anything else that helps you helps Mighty Ukko not die. You don't want Mighty Ukko to die. He's the one that should survive because he's the reviver. Back to V6. Like I said, V6 is not even perfect look. It's not even crit. She's not crit capped. She doesn't have 200 resist. She has overkill accuracy. Speed is nothing too crazy. And the stats are all over the place. I just wanted to show, like I said, I wanted to be relatable, so I threw a random champion. Like this was the last. Let me click it and add it in there, just for the sake of that. She is in an instinct, which, you know, most people are gonna have, because it was in the Forge Pass, and Perception. Then obviously she's fully booked. And Masters, like I said, I would try to go to the War Master down there. Okay, now let's have a look at the epics. So when we get to the epics, I have V6 number 2 in here. Again, no masteries. If I had masteries for him, I would take him down the Giant Slayer because extra damage, and then the defense tree come to deterrence. But the reason why I have him in a toxic is I kind of try to keep the Torment head be full of toxic sets and try not to get a decreased defense, so I can have anything but decreased defense or weaken. I don't want decreased defense or weaken on the head of Torment, because for this type of specific team, I want to try and keep that one alive as much as possible, so Shamel can keep boosting the one that's in the leader spot. So that's why he's in a toxic set. He's in a toxic set but with damage, so he has a damage build. You don't care about his accuracy, you don't care about his resist. Maybe you could give him like 200 resist again. If the decreased accuracy is out there, you could resist some of the debuffs. And show the mastery is nothing like booked. Honestly, you could even go without having him booked. You might want to have the A2 book for a little bit extra damage, but you don't really care. You can use him just unbooked. It's all about his passive. This one that keeps removing the true fears, keep boosting the lead. Then the second one that we have in there was a Husk. Husk is fully booked, having no reflex. I think I took 2 pieces from him, but I think what he had were like these pieces. Let me show you, you know, because I want to show the correct stats, because I was, you know, I keep experimenting, keep doing testings in there, but I think what I had on him was this, and let me see the banners, and this. So basically the way that I had him was like around 200 speed, 1% crit rate, 230 crit damage. This one can be even around 200 honestly, or 190, because for the sake of hard, his damage is not going to be too crazy. So if you can get him, you know, lower crit damage, same speed or higher, that's good. Get him a little bit of survivability, and then if you want his to be a backup provoker, get him around 200, 230 accuracy as well, around 180, 200 resist, and you're good to go. So these were the stats that I used on this video, but you know, I'm trying to give you advice of like, if you have a problem with provoking, give him accuracy, he's gonna help you with that. Then the masteries that we have on him are these ones. Again, War Master and down the support tree. Honestly, the support tree, I'm not sure it helps me this much. Maybe I should have just gone down to deterrence because we have a chamois, but the support check, I guess, gives me, in case I want to try and build him with some accuracy to end the provoke, this can help us with a little bit of accuracy. Laura Steel if there's another random set, and Cycle of Magic for a chance to come back to his A2. You only care about using his A2. The AoE slam, don't care about the A3, so if you have the A2, always use it. If not, A1, try to provoke the Head of DK if you need it. Now let's have a look at Ukko. Number 2 again. She's fully booked. No mastery is fully finished. Like if I had War Master on her again, an extra 1 million or 2 million damage just for the sake of War Masters, would have gone down this route, and maybe I would have reset. Instead of going here, I would have gone the HP and healing route, because Ukko's the only healer that we have in there. The build that I have, again, reflex, just some random stuff. It doesn't have to be reflex, it can be your relentless if you have. If not, just try to make her go fast. Have accuracy. The accuracy is overkill, the resist is overkill. Accuracy, like I said, you need 200 to 50, resist 200 is fine. Try to get her like to be 220, 230, like as fast as possible, because she's a decreased defense goes kind of first, and then as much HP as possible, because Ukko's A3 heal depends on her max HP. So the more HP she has, the more heal she does. And then the last one over here is, I knew I left him in the vault, is Jizzo. Let me just get Jizzo out of the vault. Let's have a look at his build. Again, most of these stats I just left like there because I had them built from higher levels. I didn't want to change too much. I didn't want to perfectly tune it, perfectly speed tune. I want to show that, you know, it's relatable without perfectly min-maxing it. It can be done, because if I did the best I could on my account, that would not be relatable. So even though I have overkill on certain stats such as resist or accuracy, the other ones can be, you know, a little bit lower, than the other ones are nothing too crazy. So the accuracy, again, the accuracy that you need on him is just the accuracy to provoke the Head of DK. That's it. So if that one's around, you know what, let's just double check it. Just go on Hell Hades' stages tool to open this. So if you go over here to Hydra, let's go to rotation 6, let's go to Heart. So basically what it shows here, for the sake of Head of Decay, you need around 195 accuracy to land debuffs on him. If the Head of Suffering is in, you need to add an extra 50 resist, so you would need maybe around 240 accuracy, which is not too crazy. 240 accuracy, and for the sake of the resist, if you can get, see, this is what it shows you, if you can get these amounts but with the decreased accuracy, guess what, put this half. So basically what you will want on Jizzo is like 240 accuracy, around 200 resist, and that's about it. After that, just get him survivability stats and the speed, so he rotates through his skills as fast as possible. I have him a reflex again, because why not? Reflex, relentless, anything that helps come back to his skills. But if you don't have reflex or relentless, you know, left to use on him, then just try to get him pretty fast and survivable. He's not going to be the one doing damage for you. He will be your mischief target, he will be a provoker for the Head of DK, and then he's just gonna be fast and survive. He's gonna have heals from Ukko, he's gonna have revives from Ukko, so all you care about him is not damage, but bring his control effects and deal with the two heads that are kind of the most annoying, Mischief and DK. Masteries that I have on him, this is kind of to show, in case you cannot hit the stats, you know, maybe you cannot go War Master. This is, I went with these masteries for just on purpose to show you can go unshakable. If you cannot hit that 400 resist, because for the sake of hard, as I showed here, if you don't have the decreased accuracy, you need somewhere around maybe 415 resist to resist the Head of Mischief stealing your buffs. So go around 415. If you cannot do that as easily, just take unshakable. And that's, you know, it makes it easier to hit that amount, because the 240 accuracy is not too crazy to have in there. If you don't have, you know, you might be able to hit the speeds, but you cannot hit the resist and accuracies. Maybe you have somebody you can use as a lead that brings you an accuracy lead, or somebody brings you a resist lead. You know, play around with your roster, use what you have. But yeah, these are the masteries that I use for Jizzle, for the sake of mischief, targeting, and provoke, and that's about it. And did I forget somebody? No, I didn't. So this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. I hope this is relatable. Like I said, I'm trying to make more hard and brutal Hydra keys to show you guys. I'm gonna try, like, one of the next videos I think I'm gonna make is show Bivold in action. Bivold is a monster, honestly. He's so insane. So if you got Bivold built, then you would drop your Jizzo and just straight up bring Bivold, because he brings provokes, heals, he brings everything. He's just a unit on his own for the sake of Hydra. But this is gonna be it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.